So Assassin's Creed News, they tweeted this out, which is a screenshot from Elvira 04289. Basically, it's a screenshot from Rise of the Ronin with an armor set that's just labeled Yasuke's armor. And it says it is said to have belonged to the famous African samurai Yasuke, retainer of Nobunaga Oda. Among other things, Yasuke is remembered for his valiant display of courage, fighting for the Oda clan during the Honnoji incident, a fateful coup during which his lord lost his life. And the reason that they brought this up is because they're pointing out that there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of outrage about this. Like, people are not calling for Rise of the Ronin to be canceled. This has just flown totally under the radar. And so the implication, of course, is that there's manufactured outrage with it. And so you can see here, like, they also show clips from Neo. The point is, a lot of the people that are freaking out about AC Shadows specifically are acting in bad faith. That's the sort of implication here. My stance with all this is that I'm a gaming content creator first. I care about the games, and I think that there's many reasons to be hesitant with AC Shadows, let's say. I don't think you have to go to historical accuracy to find things to maybe pay close attention to and to cause you to sit up and go, because even Yasuke as a playable character doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because he's literally not an assassin in an Assassin's Creed game. So I don't really know why he's a playable character. I'm like, Naoe can parkour, has eagle vision, has the grapple hook. She's got all these cool moves and cool parkour abilities and stuff. And then Yasuke can smash stuff. I don't understand why he's in the game. Personal opinion. Having played it, I just don't see it. I know that's upset some AC fans, but that's just where I'm at. I think if you are pointing to AC Shadows for sake of culture war reasons, I get why. Especially when the hip hop inspired music started playing when he came out around in the first gameplay reveal. I get it. Trust me. That one it's hard to say that you're not trying to pander when you start doing that stuff. It's but I do think if we want to be consistent, and if the accusation is that inclusion of Yasuke as a character or implying that he's a samurai when the historical record is at the very least shady when it comes to that point, we got to be consistent. You should also be calling out Rise of the Ronin. You should also be calling out Neo. Not really seeing that, because these are coming from predominantly Japanese studios and developers, and so it doesn't really fit the narrative as well as Ubisoft, which is a French company. There's been other things which I do think start to fall into the realm of bad faith, like people freaking out because it's you can go into temples in AC Shadows and break stuff, therefore it's culturally insensitive. It's okay, and then in other AC games, you literally go and assassinate people within cathedrals. You have a fist fight with the Pope. Where were you guys freaking out then? Why are we freaking out over this now? It starts to feel like we're picking and choosing, pretty heavily. Because none of this is new, and people are only freaking out now. And this is where I start to get really turned off on the whole discussion, because I personally hate puritanical thinking. When you have a Puritan test that games or products and things have to pass, otherwise you boycott them, otherwise you attack anybody and everybody that's interested in it or wants to look at it and stuff, whether it's Hogwarts Legacy, whether it's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, AC Shadows, what's another one, Forspoken, Saints Row Reboot, whatever it is. And in my experience, these games that tend to prioritize activist participation and representation of their messaging and stuff in the narratives, they end up, shocker, being really bad games. Because if you were a good writer, you would just be called a writer. You would not have to go pitch yourself as an activist writer, because you'd be hired because you're a good writer, not because what you're writing is important, but because you're good at writing. So my general approach is to just not really engage with any of those types of debates or puritanical checklists of whether you met the purity standards for all of this. Did one of the employees of the studio have this in their bio? Oh, therefore the whole game has to be boycotted now. I just don't think that that's that interesting. Instead, I think you can just look at the games, engage the games and their quality. And if other people want to make content and tackle stuff based on these cultural aspects, cool, more power to you. I'm just not that interested in that particular topic. I'm interested in the quality of the game at the end of the day. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, people were arguing that that should also be boycotted, ends up being one of my favorite games of all time. And it's fantastic. You know, I like it. I'll stand by that all day, every day. AC Shadows might end up being like bad, might end up also being amazing. We don't know. I have my suspicions because I wasn't convinced by a good amount of what I saw, but time will tell. But you better believe, like, if I end up giving AC Shadows a thumbs up or I end up giving it a thumbs down, it will be based on what the game is and how the game functions, runs, plays, all that, not based on some checklist that I held the game to. If other people want to gauge their whether a game is playable based on that type of thing, more power to you. I don't think that that's a great way to go through your gaming journey, because I think that you're going to miss out on a lot of great games that maybe don't pass that Puritan standard, because it's the same type of thought process that led to mass like downvotes on the original Kingdom Come Deliverance game because people said it was too white. There weren't enough like diverse people in the game, even though it's set in medieval Bohemia. And now you're seeing it on the flip side with people wanting to boycott the game and get it shut down because it has like a gay romance option. It's two sides of the same coin, and I just think it's inconsistent, to say the least, way of gauging a game's quality, when you can also just look at the game and determine whether it's good or bad based on the fundamentals of what makes a game good or bad: gameplay loops, writing quality, those types of things.